Okie dokie. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. That is not exactly how I wanted to start the video. Excuse me. Sorry. I had to burp. Sorry. I know. Cringe. I know. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the live stream where I go ahead and revisit Call of Duty Cold War, but it's officially 2024 where I get to revisit the old days. I get to revisit the old days and probably remaster and probably relook how many times I've played this game, and maybe I had some fond memories with it and stuff like that. Maybe I could relive it. Maybe I can't. But that's all dependent if the video goes well or if it does not. So, because last few other videos, it did not end well, because the fact being, well, not many people actually enjoyed it. Well, let's just say it had mixed results. Well, there are two videos I made. I think there was two videos on my channel that did extremely well. One being, it was a really old video that I created, which was, I think, called How to Fix the Friendless Glitch on PS3. That was a really long time ago, and that did extremely well. And I mean extremely well. You guys absolutely destroyed the like button. No, I should say you guys obliterated the like button. Like, it's just gone. It is non-existent at this point. There were so many likes agreeing with this concept. Like, there were so many likes with the video more than dislikes, because the dislike count was way lower than the like count. So I imagine a lot of people agreed with me, and the information that I shared was in fact true, because the fact being that I knew how exactly it worked and how to kind of fix the glitch, but not completely. It's not 100% accurate, but it is mostly accurate to some people, but it might not be accurate to others. So I'd say it's a pretty damn good result. But besides that, I also created a very popular video that was on Cold War as well. That was also on, instead of it being a how-to video, it was a video I created a while back called How to Survive the Outbreak Apocalypse. I think it was Outbreak. No, it was Outbreak Collapse. I'm sorry. It was Outbreak Collapse, and I did that a while ago. I did that, and it was back in 2020 when, back in year 2020, Cold War was a really popular game, but it also had mixed results as well. But I don't know how to feel about Cold War having mixed results or good results. Say what you want about the game, but I had quite the fond memories with Cold War. They may not be 100% good memories, but they are definite good memories that I shared with Cold War. There's a lot of memories I shared with Cold War. Same thing with Black Ops 2, but you'll see. But regardless of that, I actually want to go back to the old days, like I said, and I want to go to custom games. You might be thinking to yourself, Zombie, why are you going to custom games? Why couldn't you just do something else, like, I don't know, zombies? Well, we'll get to that later, because there was a time where I used to be a really good sniper with the Swiss K31, I believe? I think it was the Swiss K31, but I'm not 100% sure about my memory. I think it's 31, right? Of course, I do have the blueprints for the weapons as well, called the Wake Up Call, Jackal's Eye, and Sweet Decay. So, but I also have other ones as well. So, dang, I have 5 blueprints? Oh, you don't say. Oh, yeah, I have the Shadow Luker and the Romans. Oh, that makes sense. Well, alright. Well, I guess I have 5 blueprints for it instead of just 1. Or others, which I don't really see the point in that. But anyway. Oh, yeah, okay, so I was correct. It's the Swiss K31. My memory did not make me say the incorrect word or name. So, good. That's what I exactly thought. So, as far as I was taking a look at my class setup, guys, if you want to, you can copy my class setup. It does not matter to me. It really does not. So, this is the first class I used for the Swiss K31 back in the old days. So, I got the Stabilizer, Tiger Team, excuse me, Tiger Team Barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, Bruiser Grip, Fast Mag, Serpent Wrap, and no stock. So, there's the first class. But I made a remaster class. I made a remaster to where I set it up to where it's my personal liking, because I have a different controller rather than the same controller I've been using back in the old days of COD Cold War. So, back in the old days, I used to use a different controller, but now I am much, much faster and more responsive, so, and much more efficient. I can't say 100% I am that, but if I had to take a guess, it's probably that. But regardless of that, less input, delay, and all that, so, yippee. So, anyway. So what's different? I didn't change the stabilizer, however, I went for the rapid fire instead of the Tiger Team. You might be wondering to yourself, Zombie, why didn't you go for the Tiger Team barrel instead of the rapid fire? Well, there are some flaws to the Tiger Team barrel nowadays. There are some flaws to that, which I'll get to here in just a second. So you see on my screen that there is an RT details set up. So there's the details, and if you extend it, you'll see exactly all the stats. So exactly every inch of details on what it exactly says. For example, so I just increased my fire rate to about 15%. So that's pretty significant. But however, if I went to the Tiger Team, it would have increased my, sure, it may have increased my fire rate damage to 20% instead of, well, being the 110 that it supposedly does have. I think what the developers of Cold War did is they buffed the sniper. I don't think they necessarily 100% did it, but I could be incorrect on that regard or something like that. I might be wrong on this one, but if they did, I'd be surprised, because I think if I recall correctly, it had like something in between like 80 damage or like 90 damage or something like that. It was low, but it was like a hit marker machine. So instead of being that, it's now 110 damage. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. So, 15 fire rate, I went for that instead of any other ordeal. Such as, I could have went for, I don't know, let's say the extended barrel, which I could have increased my bullet velocity. Or I could have increased the vehicle damage, which is really no point of doing it. There really is no exact point to doing it unless you're that much lucky with the vehicle blow-up kills, which I don't really see any point in that. So I'd say the vehicle damage on the weapons is kind of pointless. I'd say it's kind of pointless unless you're really, really lucky. If you're feeling really, really lucky, I'd suggest, like, you could use it, but regardless of that, I really do not see the point in that. I really don't. But 500 damage, 500% more damage is actually very, 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 very OP, but it just does not compare to the actual damage you do to players. So it does not compare at all, period. So I don't see the point. See, I already increased my fire rate because I noticed on this sniper it is slow. It's slow on the bolt action because the bolt action on the sniper is slow. So I increased the fire rate. Instead of being 33%, I increased it to 15% because I don't want it going too fast or too slow. So I don't want it to go either way. So You might be thinking to yourself right now, Zombie, why wouldn't you go for, I don't know, let's say Combat Recon, or even the Ultralight, or, I don't know, Tiger Team? Well, let's see. The only thing I see with the Tiger Team barrel, the only problems is it, one, decreases the magazine capacity by 1 bullet. Yeah, 1 bullet. Which could be, the 1 bullet in the mag capacity, you may think it is not necessary for, I mean, you think that it's not that big of a deal. You may think it's not that big of a deal in a gunfight when you're in a sniper quickscope only lobby. You may think that's not the case, but instead, it is, because the more ammo you have on your mag capacity, the better of chances of you not running out of ammo on that mag before you have to reload. And right when you reload and somebody else has more ammo in their capacity, they're going to kill you regardless. So, I'd say it's pointless. Also. But with the starting ammo, with the max capacity and the ammo capacity, regular ammo capacity to be exact, those decrease by a whopping 38% to 17%, negative 17%, which is big oof, because now that I think about it, the less ammo you have, the worse it's going to get for you. It's just going to absolutely screw you over. So whenever you see a video that says, "Oh, try the Tiger Team barrel. Oh, it's not gonna do much. It's not gonna affect you all that much with the pros and with the cons instead of the pros. It's not gonna affect you that much." No. Don't even. Because I know I did a deep analysis with the stats. I did a deep analysis with the stats. Instead of it being the in-game, I actually learned from it in the mathematics. That being, I did some calculations and all. Sorry. Which, I'm a big nerd for math and science. So, I am a big nerd on that part. So, judge me all you want in the comments and stuff like that. I don't care. But this is exactly how I see it. So, I'd say the Tiger Team barrel is not completely necessary. I mean, I get it that the bullet velocity could be a significant increase, but the only issue is I see with my playstyle, the fire rate is just god-awful for me. It's just god-awful. It's too fast, and I'd say it's too fast on my opinion, because the more you increase the fire rate, it's the worse it's gonna be on the magazine capacity and the starting ammo, etc., etc. So it's going to be absolutely horrendous when you increase the fire rate just way too much. Also, I get it. The 20% damage increase is okay for this regard. It's okay. It went from, like, I don't know, let's say 110 to 132. You may think it's a big amount. It only increases to, let's say, if it's 110, so I'd say it's 100, and if it goes up to 20%, that's 132. So I'd say that's a I don't know, about a 12 damage increase. So I don't see the point in having a 12 HP damage HP increase. I don't see the point in that. I know I kind of stuttered on that regard, but it'll make sense later. It'll make sense, but because once you set the health on, like, I don't know, let's say 100 or like 30, it won't matter, because either way it will not matter. Like I said before, and I will say it again for this video, you'll see why here in just a second, because I will do a demonstration video for you guys. I will do a demonstration video. However, I'd say for the strafe speed, I really do not see the point in this, because I get it. The small barrel makes it cursed, and funny to look at and stuff like that, but the negative 20% bullet velocity is a big ouch on this weapon. Is a huge ouch on this weapon. Yeah, I get it. You would sacrifice like bullet velocity for stray speed, where that is like 10% of it. But why not make the stray speed almost the exact same as bullet velocity? Why would you not make it that instead of having bullet velocity on your side? Which does not make any sense whatsoever. It really does not. So I don't know what Treyarch and Call of Duty team, I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. So I don't know what they were thinking. Anyway, enough of my rambling on and rant for the quote-unquote barrels for the sniper. So enough of my rant for that. Also, how are you guys doing in the live stream so far? If you guys are doing good, if you guys are doing Gucci, and if you love the Call of Duty series that I've been doing on my channel for the past decade, if you guys do like it, please make sure to, like I said just about 5 seconds ago, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on that post notification if you have not been a part of the Undead Notification Squad. Anywho, let's see. Now, as for this one in particular, you might be thinking to yourself, Zombie, why do you have steady aim laser as your sniper equipment? Why couldn't you just went for, like, the mounted flashlight or the Tiger Team spotlight? Why couldn't you, use, like, something else that does not decrease ADS? Well, there are exactly a few reasons why. Well, here's why. So, you might be thinking to yourself when you're looking at the stats, oh, 30% increase is not that much. Wrong. That is wrong. Because if you think right now, if you look at my screen, you'll see the hipfire accuracy went from 18 miles and being decreased from having 18 to 12.6 miles. That is an insane amount for the hipfire accuracy, because the accuracy goes way up for the sniper. Because if you want accuracy and speed, this is your best bet. Because I get it. I get the point for using, I don't know, let's say the mounted flashlight or the Tiger Team spotlight. The only issue is if you're in a large map, right? If you're in a large map, I get it. It's useful somewhat. It's kind of useful in this regard for mid-range and long-range maps. I get it. It's useful. But the only issue is I think you would get spotted more often. But not just that, but the fact being it barely has any usage. It barely has any point to it. Barely. I'd say barely. Because if you look at the reveal distance, it goes from, I don't know, let's say 0 reveal distance to about 12.02 minimum. Right. So there's like a 12% increase. But if you go to the Tiger Team Spotlight, it's 40% increase. Exactly the same thing as what it actually says, because it's 40.01 m, which I'd say miles for this regard. So let's put it as miles. So let's take it as this for an example. So let's say if you were playing a small map in Call of Duty Cold War, such as, I don't know, let's say you're 1v1ing somebody in a gunfight in Call of Duty Cold War in Nuketown 2024. Did I just say 2024? I meant to say 24/7. Excuse me. My apologies for the absolute mispronunciation. Anyway, enough of jokes aside. Now you may think this is a good thing for this regard. Instead, if you have better eyesight, and if you actually are smart enough to see the opponent rather than actually mostly looking at, I don't know, let's say you look at the minimap for a millisecond, you know where the enemy is, but you don't exactly 100% look at the the actual map. Like, you don't know where the enemy is until you look at the mini map and so go like, okay, so their dot is right there. I'm gonna predict, I don't know, let's say they're on top of a roof, or they're upstairs, or maybe they're down on the ground, maybe they're prone. But I kind of would see the point to it, but let's just say this for an example. I get it that the 20 reveal distance is okay in this regard, because I'm about to dissect this here in just a minute, guys. So, as I'm dissecting this, the reveal distance is kinda lackluster. The reason why I say that is because, well, let's put this as an example. You're looking at the minimap, right? And you're going to predict where the enemy is, but the only issue is the enemy is going to see your flashlight and go like, oh, okay, so they're right here. I'm just gonna kill the guy. Bam, you're dead. So, yeah, I don't see the point in that anymore. I really don't. Nowadays, in 2024, it's really lackluster nowadays, I think. But now, looking back at it, I feel goofy for using those. I feel goofy. Anyway, besides the point, also, I would like to point out here, I get it that the reveal distance is good, but when you ADS while the reveal distance is there, with the 60% increase, it does not take effect until you ADS. Until you, I don't know, example, you hard scope. You hard scope, and then not only the enemy can see your light, but they can also see the sniper glance. If they can see the sniper glance and the flashlight, again, bam, you're dead. They can get a headshot off you, and you're just outright dead, and you humiliate yourself. So, no, I don't see the point in the flashlights. At all, period. Not even this one either, because this is just pointless. Absolute garbage. Sorry for my rant, but this is 100% true on my end. This is just my opinion, but this is just 100% true. It might not, well, actually, it might not be 100% true, but that's beside the point. This is just my opinion, alright? Take it as it is. Anyway, now I really do not see the point of trying to increase your fire rate, or not fire rate. I don't see the point of trying to sacrifice aim down sight speed for hip fire accuracy. I don't see the point in that. Neither the reveal distance. So, I don't see the point. The only useful thing is the steady aim laser, the original one. Because this is the only one that can prove useful. The only one that I saw was proven useful. So, there you go. Anyway, enough of my rant for the body, quote unquote, for the sniper. Anyway, so let's put, alright, so the reason why I chose the infiltrator grip, I know many other YouTubers use this. It might change later on depending on how I see it, but I don't see the other point. I don't really see the point of, I don't know, using front grip or patrol bipod, or even the bipod or the whatever this is. I don't see the point of any of those three, considering the fact being, you're either going to have to use the bruiser grip or the infiltrator grip. You're either going to have to use either of those two options, so that's the only thing I'll have to point out. Now, I did sacrifice a tiny bit... Excuse me? Heard a noise outside of my house. Anyway, the mic didn't pick it up, but regardless of that, now the reason why I sacrificed a little bit of aim down sight speed, just a tiny bit, you might think that the 5% decrease is, oh my god awful, ew. No, actually, that's not exactly true. Here, let me show you this for an example. Okay, I get it. 5% decrease is garbage, but here's the big deal. Here's the big catch. The catch is I get it. The 5%, like I said, the 5% decrease on the aim down sight speed. it's god awful, which and then compared to, like, let's say the 15% decrease, the 15% decrease is even more god awful. And 6%, okay, it's a tiny bit more than usual, but it's still lackluster. But also, like I said, 10%, 15% are just god awful. So the only issue being is, I get it that you would like to use fast mag or the extended 8-round mag, but the only issue is with the 8-round mag is it reloads slow. It reloads slow, and you do not have enough time to react when somebody comes at you from a corner and tries to rush you. And when somebody tries to rush you, and when you have no time to reload, bam, you're dead. So, okay, so let's put it this way. I did use fast mag. I'm not gonna lie when I say I did use fast mag on one occasion, but I find myself kinda on this kinda occasion. It's fast, but it's just not, it's not as satisfying I would like to think. Okay, it does have a slight advantage over one person, but the others might not have a big increase on that regard. So let's just say the 7-round was the way to go. Why? Well, let's point this out. Like I said, and I will still say this for the final time, I get it, the 5% decrease on the aim down sight time is god awful. Not as awful as like the other attachments I'll later on get into later, but the increase on the mag capacity, reload quickness is 30%, and the starting ammo capacity and the ammo capacity goes up. All those go up, so you have plenty of time to react. So you have way more time to react than the other player does. So I'd say the 7-round speed mag is good on my opinion. If you want to sacrifice a little bit on the aim down sight speed, if you want to sacrifice just a tiny bit, I'd say go for it. But if you are more of a, oh, I'm so quick, I gotta go fast, like Sonic. If you're that kind of a person, I'd say go for, I guess, the speed mag, or should I say the fast mag. If I would like to point out, this would be beneficial to you, not the other one, but this one in regard. But I'd say the 7-round speed mag is a good start to go with. So you might be thinking to yourself, Zombie, why do you sacrifice the sprint to fire time? It is god awful on the sniper. Well, it is god awful on the sniper, period, because there is no sprint to fire time. There actually is no sprint to fire. Well, barely there is, but it's just not noticeable. To my eyes, it's not noticeable, period, because as you clearly see, the 7% decrease is awful, but in return, you get 14% of the aim down sight speed. However, back in the very old days before the patch notes were released, this, which is the airborne elastic wrap, it used to be very, very, very good. But instead, Treyarch decided to be douches and decided to, well, absolutely take a dump on this attachment. So, ouch. Big, big ouch. I wouldn't say oof, but more or less I would say this is a huge ouch. So, I'd say either the serpent wrap is good for you. I could say the jungle grip. Okay, I get it. The 11% decrease to the sprint to fire time is even more awful than this one. But instead, you get a 8% increase on the aim down sight speed and a whopping 67% on the flinch resistant. If you're going on public lobbies, I would say this is a viable option. In other cases, no, I don't see it. I don't see the point. But since we have a 5% decrease on the ADS side, take that minus 5% and try to calculate exactly how many times you are going to decrease the aim down sight speed, and then apply it to the percentages you are going to increase rather than decreasing the aim down sight speed. It's a lot more complex and complicated, but you'll get it later. If you are a mathematics person like I am, if you're a mathematics person. So that is indeed my way of doing this. This is my way of doing this. This is my class setup. Do what you will, or do what you must to your class setups, but this is just mine and mine alone. And this is just my opinion alone. So like I said before, take what you wish, or at least take what you can sell or something. Don't get me wrong, I haven't had much time to actually give for myself. I haven't had much time other than, oh, I need to make this video and pronto. Yeah, it's a hassle between trying to look after this house, trying to do chores, and ultimately trying to make videos and trying to make entertaining content for the viewers. So it's a lot to explain. Anyway, but besides the point, the 14% increase on the ADS time is a very big margin for the aim down sight speed. I couldn't say the same for the sprint to fire time. I couldn't say the same, but if you really wanted to be careful with it, I'd say go for the speed grip, or should I say the speed tape. Why? Because you may think to yourself, oh, 6% increase, that's not much at all. Well, let's put it this way. The drop shot wrap, right? The drop shot wrap, you may think it's good and all, but that's only if you're trying to do like hard scopes. That's the only thing I'd see that's beneficial for you. So if you're more of a hard scope person, I'd say go for that. But if you're more of a quick scope person and trying to get those absolute MLG clips, I'd say either, I guess, the serpent wrap or the jungle grip could work in favor of trying to decrease the ADS just a tiny bit. But regardless, if you want to play it really safe and not decrease the ADS so much, and instead you want to increase the ADS, I'd say go for the speed tape, if you want to be very careful with the sprint to fire time. But regardless of that, I'll stop blabbering on for you guys. My apologies. Anyway, well, as for the stocks, you may think to yourself right now, what's the point of using a stock, zombie? Well, take this as an example. Because right now, what you see on my screen is aim walking movement speed on this detail, 25%. Now, I really do not see the point of aim walking movement speed. It's just really useless unless you're much more of a hard scoper than an absolute quick scoping god or a legend. So I'd say this is very useless, I'd say, for most quick scopers. So it's very rare to see someone use these type of stocks. I can't say grips. It's very rare to see that, but nowadays it is. But regardless of that, I could be wrong. Anyway, the wire stock, right? Either the wire stock or the duster stock. You may think to yourself right now, why couldn't you just use the no stock or the SNS combat stock or the raider stock? Alright, let's put it this way, ladies and gentlemen. So let's say I did like a 10% increase on the sprint to the fire time. If I did a 10% increase, that may or may not be beneficial for this sniper. Because nowadays in Cold War, as I look back at it, the sprint to fire time, as I stated before, is god awful on the sniper. So there really is no point to using sprint to fire time. Well, barely, but not as much as you would like to think on other COD games. So I'd say it's kind of pointless trying. Kinda. But I'd say the Duster stock, you may think that the 5% increase on the slide speed is not much because, you know, people tend to not like the slide canceling and stuff like that. Oh, slide canceling is garbage. It's just a glitch and people are going to absolutely hate it. I hate it because it's an absolute glitch. Wah! Well, unfortunately for you, it's going to be a very, very viable option for not just the military in the real life, but, well, actually, the slide canceling, let's put it this way, the slide canceling may not exist. The glitches may not exist in real life, but it's kind of a tactic people use. Because most people nowadays actually use this instead of complaining most of the time. I very rarely see people try to make up an excuse saying, oh, this is, well, barrel stuffing or whatever reason it could be. Now, I will not lie to you guys. I've heard of an excuse that someone did use. I can't say who it is, but someone did use that as an excuse called barrel scuffing, or whatever that word was he did use. He or she, I can't say who, but because name and gender is blurred out. But regardless of that, the slide speed could be very beneficial if you're trying to do absolute movement speed. If you're going to be an absolute movement speed god, I'd say either use the slide speed or try to use something that might be useful for the movement tactics. Anyway, enough of my rant there. I'd say the slide speed could be kind of beneficial for the sniper. I'd say that's kind of beneficial, but not as much as you would like to think, but it's still helpful. It is still helpful. Anywho, that's my remastered edition of the Swiss K31 class that I previously set up last time and implemented it and tested and dissected the whole sniper and stuff like that, whatever you might think to yourself right now. I did absolute mathematics, science, etc. So I did everything to make this sniper as perfect as I can possibly give. Or at least just as my honest opinion. Now you might be wondering to yourself right now, Zombie, why aren't you putting on an optic? There's one more slot. Well, let's just say, okay, I get it. The iron sights are very, 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 very helpful if you're going for the older, more traditional CODs. However, if you're going for a quick scoping, mechanic level style, lobby, I'd say it's not very useful to use a optic, period. Because, I don't know, I'd take this for an example. Modern Warfare 2, the remastered version, and the Modern Warfare 3 of 2023 to 2024, I'd say, though the optics are good, if you know exactly which optics to use, that is very, very good in this regard. But in this game, they are god-awful. They are just absolute garbage. Like, such as the thermal, garbage. Ultra zoom, garbage. Hangman, kinda garbage. I'd say kinda. Because I did kinda use the hangman on some occasions. Maybe a few. But it's not extremely helpful. Not extremely. But it could be helpful to other people. But for most others like myself, it is not. So, mile stop reflex, garbage. Every other of these optics are just plain garbage. So, trust me when I say this, don't use an optic on the sniper. You'll see why. Trust me, you'll see it when you believe it, okay? See it when you believe it. So, quote of the day, everybody. Quote of the day. Okay, so, I changed my operators, right? Instead of being the old traditional operators I did use before, instead, I decided to use my own, which, believe it or not, I've used the prisoner skin of Stitch. I think that's how you pronounce him? Stitch? Yeah, I'll call him Stitch. Why not? Anyway. Now, I did use Weaver for the NATO side. The NATO side. I did use Weaver, but besides the point, I didn't really use him. Instead, I used the other person, so I guess that's kind of a win-win, but I don't know. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at my saved files that I did for the Cold War standards. So let's see. Okay, so I get it. I did the ray guns and the traditional sniper only lobbies, but there are some things I did took a look that is interesting I did. Such as no attachment 1v1. That is a bit of a challenging tactic to do. And when I say challenging, I'd say you're not allowed to use any attachments. No attachments, period. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But if somebody can pull it off and manage to win a game on it, and actually win a challenge and trying to get like a no kill on a bot or something or whatever the case may be, I'd say it's a useful kind of gameplay footage. Kinda. I don't know. Well, Mortal Kombat 2. Oh, gee, younger me. I wonder why you put this there. Can somebody please tell me as to why my younger self decided to do this? Try to make a quote-unquote Mortal Kombat version of Call of Duty? Can somebody explain that to me? Because, honestly, I think this is just outright cringe. Because the fact being that my younger self decided to do this, and I was when I first initially saw this, I started laughing. I started laughing at not myself, but the way I created this is just outright hilarious. Unlimited snipers only. I'm still trying to figure that one out, so to speak. Bots only. It's just a training tactic I used to do back in the older COD days. It's self-explanatory. 30 HP sniper only. Still kind of self-explanatory, so to speak. I don't know what to say about this one. I really do not know what to say about this one other than this one word. Cringe! Oh, jeez, alright, well, anyway. Snipers only. Gee, I wonder why this is here when I clearly have a sniper only lobby, and then another, which is no attachment. But I don't see why there's a lot of them. I don't see the point, which only heaven knows that the only thing I created was those, so I don't know myself nowadays. I don't know why I did it, but it's there regardless. TD bots only. So the TD stands for Team Deathmatch. In case you want to do the absolute no-hit lobby and try to do a no-hit lobby while the bots are just mainly focusing on you and you alone, I'd say that's a very, 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 very good thing to do if you want to get very good at the game. But regardless of that, it's questionable to say the least. It's questionable. Headshot bots only. Is this like an accuracy only type lobby I've done? Because, I have a lot of questions for that. But others, not really. Sniper TD only. Wait, didn't I just do the same thing with the TD, you know what? Never mind. Just never mind it. I'm gonna stop asking questions. I'm gonna stop. Anyway, sticks and stones. Oh, good. Oh, great. Good old sticks and stones. Who could not forget that game mode? I certainly don't. And that was in the Black Ops 2 days. Oh, boy. I wonder why I brought it here. Despite me saying that I don't actually hate the game mode, but there are other ones that are, in fact, traditional. Such as, I don't know, take this for example, Hardcore Team Deathmatch, or Hardcore Free-For-All, or any of these other ones. Now, the double agent one is like Among Us. Why did they do this to the original COD games? Why did they do this? I have no clue. But regardless, it is at the very least, the most stupidest thing that Treyarch did. The most outright outlandish thing. I'm sorry to put it bluntly, Treyarch and stuff like that. I'm sorry to put it bluntly, but why? Just why would you rip off an asset from the Among Us game? Why would you do it? That's the only question I have for you, is why? Now, the prop hunt, the infected, and sticks and stones, one in the chamber, I get, but oh my, dude. Okay, all right. I really do not see the point of VIP escort. I really do not see the point in this. Why? How does it work? And I have so many questions for Treyarch right now. I have so many questions for this game, and I quit trying to play this game a long time ago, right when 2023 happened. So I quit doing that. I don't know why I decided to stop doing that years ago, but I don't know. Gunfight. Is that like gun game? Is it like gun game? Or is it just different? Is it different? Huh? I'm sorry, huh? Which? Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop roasting the game and actually get into something. I know what you're about to say right now, and I'm betting $5 you are probably in the comment section right now. Zombie, play the freaking game already! We want to see some gameplay footage! Alright, chill out. Jeez. Have some patience, my dude. Anyway, enough with the jokes, enough with my rants and roasting this game and stuff like that. But regardless of that, I'm gonna go ahead and let's play a bot-only lobby, because I have no one else to play with other than myself. Well, okay, that sounded wrong, but don't take it out of context, okay? Get your mind out of the gutters. Get your mind out. Oh, shush. 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 Okay? None of that. Shame on you for thinking that. And shame on myself for thinking that too. So, I'd say I'd take the blame for it too. Anyway. Let's see. What are the settings? Yep. Okay. This is exactly what I was thinking. Well, actually, this is exactly what I was initially thinking when I created this, so, oh well. I did, in fact, decrease the health, like the maximum health, only because I wanted to go back to the traditional COD ways. I wanted to go back and re-experience the older CODs, rather than going what the game says. So, yeah, no thanks, game. No thanks. But I'd rather stick with the original health, the original maximum health that you can get. So I'll only do that. Now, for the bot only for the bot only lobby, I didn't disable anything else other than the score streaks. Well, with an exception of disabling a few perks, but not every perk. I'd say not every perk is disabled, so I only disabled the useless ones back in the traditional COD days. So yeah, like I said, you'll see why. You'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and add a bot, and I'm gonna try my best. I did, in fact, got 3 nukes right off camera. I did get 3 nukes right off camera right when I was practicing and wanted to go back to the traditional COD days. But regardless of that, I may still be rusty at this game because considering it's been a really long time since I played this game, and as a matter of fact, I've been playing this game just a tiny hairy bit, but not much. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually hold up. Did I set the bot difficulty? No, I did not. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Sorry, little technical difficulties, just a tiny bit, but we're okay. We're all right. So anyways, guys, how are you guys in the comment section right now? I hope you guys are okay right now, and if you guys are, like I said, do let me know. How'd you guys' lives went? Because I would like to know. My nose is a bit stuffy. Gee, I wonder why.
Free for all.
Alright, let's see. Alright, hold on. Get out of here, Woods.
Wasted them.
Alright, hold on. There's something wrong with my volume. Hold on. Alright, there we go. I turned it down, so there. So, mic wouldn't pick it up so much. I hope. Alright, hold on. I can still hear the volume, don't get me wrong, but it's just that the fact being my soundbar is just absolutely notorious for its loud state, I'd say. Notorious to where I have to turn it down to like, I don't know, like 10% volume. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, there we go, cool. Now, I will like to point out, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm not the absolute sniping god. So, I'm not an absolute god at this, nor am I actually the most notorious, I'd say I'm decent at sniping. I can't really say I'm 100% good at sniping on any COD game. Other than the one only COD game I used to get good at, which is Black Ops 2. But even that was proven fruitless. Well, on a few occasions. Not a lot, but on a few. But not a whole lot was going on there. Not a whole lot. Gee, I wonder why I put armor in this game. Can somebody point that out to me as to why armor is a thing in, as a score streak? Can somebody please explain that to me? Or am I the only one who can see a major flaw right now?
Threat neutralized.
I can't put my finger on it. Alright, cool.
Stand by.
Now you can you can clearly see why I've put the attachments the way I did it. Now you can see why. Not only am I 100% accurate with the sniper, but I can react quick enough to actually kill an opponent instead of being either god-awful slow or god-awful too fast. Way too fast. Either one. Either one of those options could absolutely screw me over in this game. That's why I learned so much from it. I've, in fact, learned so much from the other COD games that I finally got the mechanics of not just quick scoping when at the very beginning of Black Ops 2 to absolutely understanding every other mechanic with the attachment system. So nowadays with the attachment system being on Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, some attachments can be good and some attachments can be downright horrendous. So, and super inaccurate. So, Yeah,
Hostiles have...
you'll understand. You'll understand when you play it. If you actually played the older CODs like I have, the attachment system was not that huge of a deal. It was not that huge of a deal until I later discovered in the newer COD games, it finally was. Kind of a big deal, but ever since they decided to implement, like, I don't know, you get this kind of stats in return, we're going to have to decrease something in your sniper. Ha 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 ha. No. I don't see the point in that, Treyarch. I don't see the point. Other than, you used to be very good with the older COD games, and now you're just outright horrendous with them.
20 by.
I wonder what happened to the older COD games that used to be very, 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 very popular and very good, with little to no bugs. Gee, I wonder why. Now, as you can clearly see, with the jumping mechanics and the sliding mechanics is completely different than what you're originally used to. Why? Well, let's put it this way. So, with the slide speed, with the 5% increase, it actually does make a difference for the player. Because take that and try to remove the 5% increase. You'll see a little bit of a difference. Not much, but you'll see a little bit of a difference between the normal speed and the 5% increase. You'll try to just try and play test it for yourself and see if you'll see any difference. I did, and it actually does make a difference for me. For me, at least, it did. However, I would like to point out that the in the older CODs, there used to be like a not so great of a character system. There wasn't really that much customizations or anything other than the attachments and the guns and stuff like that. But regardless, there was a time nowadays. There is a spot nowadays where you can actually customize characters, watches, etc. So that used to be, that's a thing nowadays, but it used to not be. It used to not be, and we would just be fine with it. My apologies for that hard scope. I've been trying to do quick scoping. I'm being for real, guys. I'm actually being for real. I did not mean to do that, so pretend that didn't happen, alright? Anyway, we got the nuke right off the bat on a veteran bot, so that caused me no issues, despite them using regular weapons. Like, well, okay, I'll let him get that, but it doesn't matter. Watch. It doesn't matter. It really does not. Well, surprisingly, he actually managed to kill me once, but that was in the very, very end. But regardless, I'd say that's a win for me. I'd say that's a... Oh, no! Did I exit out of the whole game? No! Oh, no! Why did I do that? No! Cold War! Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? Even though I accidentally did it, and I did it to myself and all that, but regardless, why do you have that option? Why? Why, COD? Why? Please, I want to go back to my game! Please! Please! I want to go back to my game! Thank you! Technical difficulties, everybody! What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Technical difficulties. It was gonna happen eventually. Now, I did remember, right? Now, I do remember that I, in fact, have a little bit of a system, like the outbreak system, way back before. And if you were watching my older videos, and you would understand, I conquered the absolute horrifying boss and the most strongest boss in the game. The most terribly, I'd say the most terribly killable enemy. And when I say that, I mean he is extremely hard to kill. He is extremely hard to kill unless you actually understand the mechanics. And by that I mean he is almost impossible to kill. He is almost impossible to kill, but there is a strategy I did use to make him way more easy to fight. And, well, let's put it this way. I don't exactly completely 100% remember how I did it with the Easter egg event. I don't exactly 100% remember, but if, I can come back to this at a later standard point, but I will come back to this game and try to revisit the zombies mode. And if you guys want to see me revisit the zombies mode and reconquer the boss and absolute humiliate him, also, please make sure to hit that like button and, like I said, subscribe, turn on that post notification so you are part of the Undead Notification Squad. But this is all the time I have for trying to revisit the game. I know it's a bit short for me to do this, but as for the video I made about putting BO2 to rest, I'm not saying I'm putting it down, but at this point, Cold War deserves to rest as well. So, I apologize, Cold War community. I apologize, Cold War itself, but rest in peace, Cold War. 2020 to 2024. It's 4 years old, about to become 5 years old when it eventually gets to that point. So, I'd say time to put this to an absolute rest. So guys, let's put this game to a rest. Everybody in the comment section right now, hashtag rest in peace Cold War. Everybody, hashtag rest in peace Cold War. Yes, you heard me that right. Anyways, guys, I will see you guys in the next episode. But until then, if you guys want to see the revisited episode of me doing the zombies mode and trying to figure out and trying to remember everything I've done thus far, please do hit that like button and subscribe because that'll greatly be appreciated. So anyways, that's all I have. That's all the time I have for right now. So I'll talk to you later, guys. In the meantime, stay undead, everybody.